From an Indian context, I think it will revolutionize primary care. It will revolutionize early screening. Drug discovery, I think, is a large space where AI has impacted. Lot of merger acquisitions happening in drug discovery, AI companies being taken over by large pharma now. Lot of
So, sir, what do you think the role of AI in healthcare? How AI is transforming many industries? In your opinion, what are the key area in healthcare where AI has the potential to make the biggest impact?
I think AI is of course transitioning in every industry. Healthcare traditionally is a laggard industry when it comes to adopting technology or adopting any of these new things because we are very cautious, very guarded as an industry. Uh, Largest impact I think is the scalability that AI brings. From an Indian context, I think it will revolutionize primary care. It will revolutionize early screening. And the amount of data that gets generated, it will also help in creating a lot of geography specific predictability of outcomes and all of those elements which can really help you in many ways. The impact in future is going to be very large, and I think it's just a matter of time on how quickly it penetrates. There are a lot of government initiatives also that are coming up, a lot of private enterprises venturing into this space. It can impact multiple lives in many ways. So there are use cases at every element or every journey that you look at, right? Right from access to not having a doctor or not having a lab facility. For example, in Maharashtra, where both you and I are from, we have ATMs, health ATMs, and being set up where people can walk into that kiosk and you get your BP, you get some blood tests which you can do by putting your hand and we prick and get you things. You get some vitals, and they're also trying to incorporate teleconsultation within it. So it's like you enter the kiosk, you get all your vitals, the vitals go to the doctor, and then the doctor talks to you on the screen. Uh, Great. I think just imagine this and then getting all the parameters through AI and doing it in a even simpler way where you really don't need somebody to explain these to the patient. For example, all the reports come out to be normal. You really don't need to send it to a doctor then. You can just have probably an AI avatar of a doctor who just says, all your reports are nice and, you're doing really well for your health and you can come and check in with this 3 months later or 6 months later. Saves so much of operational time for everybody, for the patient to go and wait for hours to the doctor, go to the clinic, go and see many things when it's probably just a vital check and a normal routine health check. Also changes health behavior of patients where you will not want to go to a doctor to just do a routine health checkup because you're like, I have to travel, I have to wait, I don't know what will happen. What if the doctor removes something? The patients have that, right? That I may not have a problem, but doctor will create one for me. But this is like, okay, I just walk into an ATM. I know the machine is not going to do anything. It's just going to take everything, saves time for them, saves time for the doctor. I don't have to see every patient. If everything is normal, the AI will handle it. If there's a consultation needed, it will come to me. So I think these are day-to-day use cases. We're already there. Like these things are what I'm talking to you about. I think ATMs are there in UP and they're coming in Maharashtra and it's going to come all over the country. And I think we'll soon be seeing a health ATM next to your, bank ATMs. Anyway, they are reducing number of ATMs with UPI and things happening. So I think they will all be replaced. A lot of them will be replaced with healthy ATMs. You will not get money out of it. You'll get like a health report. So this is where AI is in.
All right, so thank you so much for this wonderful insight. So, sir, given your background in pharmacology, how do you see AI playing a role in drug development and personalized medicine? Are there any innovation in this space particularly that excites you?
Absolutely. Drug discovery, I think, is a large space where AI has impacted. Lot of merger acquisitions happening in drug discovery, AI companies being taken over by large pharma now. A lot of acquisitions in that space. it cuts down time. Traditionally we were taught like, the 10 to 20-year lead time for a one molecule to come into the market. That gets cut by any duration. And today we are looking at like 1-2 years, and then AI in clinical trial recruitment. Again, tremendous space. You can predict dropout rates. You can predict what kind of patients to take and exactly do a forecasting of how to do it. And I have actually seen real life use cases where people have been able to reduce recruitment time from years into months and weeks. So huge space there. Personalized medicine, I think, yeah. Lot of it, integration with genomics, integration with behavioral patient behaviors and other patterns, things that we are also working on in some way. Personalized medicine is like is an unicorn that everybody in healthcare is chasing. We all have been wanting it for a long time. It's just that the means to get there were earlier not very scalable, very cost heavy, and those things. Now I think with the impact and the way AI is today, it'll get simpler and simpler. Like how genetic tests have become very accessible to the general public. Once upon a time would only be done in very special cases. Today, you and I can get a genome test to understand all our risk factors, and a medication test to understand our genomes of what all will be there. So we have all those provisions today. So we are going to, it's just going to, that integration is just going to keep increasing and helping. You have wearables, you have devices, people wearing smart rings. All these, there is data that's just going to get integrated and do it, right? Microsoft did this study and we found out only 3% of the healthcare data is utilized. So we are sitting on so much of data that is yet to be utilized. So personalized medicine, I think, is the future, and AI in drug discovery is going to be revolutionary. We're going to be able to come up with, I think, solutions and a lot of innovative therapies very fast.
All right. So thank you so much for this wonderful insights. So, sir, while we say AI has immense potential, what do you think are the biggest challenges in implementing AI solutions in healthcare settings?
Uh, Biggest challenges, one is trust. I think that is the biggest challenge. Everything else is around it. Trust for doctors or the healthcare system to trust an outsider is very difficult. Uh, that is where they challenge, they don't trust AI in many ways. They are also insecure that there is a lot of this buzz that it will replace doctors or it replaces this and it's going to take away jobs or take away this and that. So uh, that understanding is low, very low awareness. And people are not taking active initiatives to learn. People are shying away from it, thinking, "No, we don't need it. Like, what is it going to do? What is AI going to do in my practice? How it's going to help me? How it's going to improve?" No. And if you talk about all the wonders of it, then they're like, no, this is going to take away something from you. So that has been, I think, the biggest challenge so far. Best way to navigate is to build transparency, I think, at all fronts, from AI front as well, and also from doctors to understand, get more aware, and see how it can be integrated in the ecosystem. It's there to make everybody's life easy. It's not there to complicate things for you. So if you get involved as a healthcare professional in AI, build those guardrails that, oh, this is what AI should answer, this is what AI should not answer, or you as healthcare professionals support in language model training that the AI becomes as good as doctor answers and doesn't give you any vague things. And I think it's the best to accept the way it is. I feel it's like smartphones. They just came in and they are there. They're here to stay. So of course there's the AI hype, which is like huge. It'll probably plateau in some way, but penetration and acceptance cannot be stopped. It is penetrating into our lives without us realizing in many ways. So the faster you accept it and make friends with it, I think the better your relationship with AI will.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for this wonderful insights. Can you share us a few real-world examples of how AI has successfully transformed primary healthcare?
So I think one, I think I spoke to you about these healthcare ATMs that are coming. Two, there are many things people are building, for maternal child health, for ASHA workers in the rural areas, and they have very interesting things which come on their iPad or app on their phones, which they can do, and you help in maternal health, neonatal health, vaccines, etc. Also, early detection and diagnosis. There are a lot of AI things which are working on detecting TB through X-rays, detecting cancers. Many AI tools working in the health tech space, detecting anemia, detecting many routine disorders, which also are very prevalent in the rural world, and doing it at a low cost initiative. So these, I think, at primary health are changing the way we look at primary health care and bridging that whole inequity in digital health. Uh, these are great examples. There are multiple. It will be unfair if I quote just two, three. There are a lot of them. I think they need to be publicized more.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for this insights, sir. How should today's medical professional stay updated or upskill themselves to stay relevant with AI-driven healthcare environment? And is AI something every healthcare professional should be familiar with, or is it more specialized?
Familiarity, I'll answer the last part first, which is familiarity. I think you should have about everything. Uh, and I realized this, when I entered the corporate world, etc., that as medicos, our conversations have only been around medical things. And when I go back to all my medical doctors, my UG friends, and all, we still mostly are only talking about, you know, uh, what happened in the hospital, or what, I had that interesting case and I had this and I did this, or what that doctor did for this, and that's all we are talking about. And when I entered into the corporate world, I realized people are all talking very, very different things. My colleagues in the marketing team, in the sales team, talking very real life things, real world things around banking, around finance, around stocks, around many other aspects, right, of your day-to-day journeys, which we don't really talk about within our peer group. And so within their peer group, that's not what they talk about. So two marketing people are not going to talk about some marketing strategy done by some other company or done by one of their colleagues, which we will talk about. In medical, it's always about peer-based learning. So, but that's so you have to have familiarity about everything. I feel personally, I feel very dumbfounded if I sometimes feel I don't know something at all about a topic. It's you should at least have a broad overview. You should at least know, what is happening. So familiarity is, of course, everybody should have it. Specialized, if you want to, of course, venture into that space and see how you want to specialize in it, you can. And also bear in mind, you don't need to always have the technical skills. Like, I understand how AI will help me, how it will interpret things. Even as a co-founder of an AI company, I am not a technical person that I can go out tomorrow and develop something in AI. I know how the model gets trained. I know the data. I have seen it. I know how it works. I know what outputs can come in. I know all that. You need to know how it functions. So specialization also is functioning. I am not an AI data scientist. So it will be different. Yeah. So people have to look at it from that lens. That you have to be familiar to the subject. Depends on how deep you want to go into it and how you want to uh, build a career or not out of it. But just shying away from it or not having any knowledge about anything that is impacting healthcare, even forget about other things for doctors. If it's impacting healthcare in any way and you don't know about it, really it becomes odd because people talk about it, and everybody knows about it. I had my 70-year-old uncle the other day when he congratulated me for co-founding the startup, he was referring to another AI-based app which gives health advice, and he's like, I have done this. See, it's there. This is what it's doing to me on WhatsApp. How is your thing different from this? And he has no technical background. I don't think he's even completed college. But patients are aware. They know there are such solutions. So, you need to be aware. Patients will come with AI answers to you. You need to know that this patient has got this answer from AI. You can't be like, put up a board outside your clinic like a lot of people do that. If you're going to ask me questions from Google, please go and take the treatment from Google and all that. I think that era is gone. We are in a very consumer centric healthcare world, and the patient is your consumer and expects the best care. So, you have to see how you want to enhance the best patient care. Now, hospital and hospitality are very closely linked now. In today's world, you have aware consumers, and you have to keep up to the trend.
All right, sir. So the next question I want to ask you about AI in diagnostic. So how AI is making strides in diagnostic from imaging to predictive analytics. How do you see AI enhancing diagnosis, and what should doctor and medical professionals be aware of adopting these tools in their clinical practice?